Well, hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us for another edition of Rapid Fire. The Rapid Fire isn't until the end of the interview, and to start the interview, we're joined by Sam Gagner and Andrew Cogliano. Guys, first of all, thanks for joining me. How has COVID-19 sort of treated you regarding, being in a safe spot and doing all the things we're supposed to be doing while we await, the entire world kind of getting out of what's going on with this virus?
You want to start?
Yeah. You know what? I think obviously it's a very difficult time for everyone. And, this is the first time obviously we're experiencing this. And so we're just at home and we're doing what everyone else is doing in terms of trying to stay safe and, really just doing what the government and medical people have said and avoiding people. And like I said, I'm with my family now, and we're in at our cabin in BC. So we're just trying to, apply all the rules that we've been told.
Yeah, I mean, like Andrew said, it's kind of it's certainly a change of pace from kind of daily life. But yeah, you're just doing what you can. I think it makes it a little easier with kids to stay busy, just kind of chasing the kids around all the time. I actually feel a little busier now than I did when I was playing. Normally the kids are in their activities and everything like that. So just kind of trying to keep them busy. And, that part of it has actually been nice. But obviously it's a tough time for everybody. You just do what you can to, stay inside and do your part, and then support kind of anyone in any way you can. But yeah, it's from the family aspect of it, just getting a chance to hang out a little more. That part of it's been good. But I'm sure as this goes on, we'll get a little sick of each other.
All right, so take us back. Sam, you were drafted in 2007 in the first round. Andrew drafted in 2005 in the first round by the Edmonton Oilers. Did you guys know each other prior to the draft, Sam, or what do you remember about maybe first meeting up with Andrew and thinking, hey, we're two of the guys that are going to hopefully, lead the Oilers to success?
Yeah, well, we actually had played on the World Junior team together. So I knew him before that. And then we had some mutual friends from both growing up in Toronto. So I think we had that relationship before, and then didn't really know what was going to happen leading into our first training camp. Andrew leaving school, and then me just getting drafted. I think we're both pretty hopeful to make the team, but you never really know. And then we both ended up having really good training camps and making the team. And then after that, it was about finding a place to live. And I think at that time we're 18 and 20 years old. It's like, why don't we just move in together, make things a little easier? So we found another roommate in Tom Gilbert and all moved in together and had a lot of fun those first couple of years living together.
Andrew, is there a story you can tell about living together with Sam and Tom? That no, nothing that comes to mind that you can pass on to the general public.
Yeah, I think just thinking about the good times we had, it was just a perfect scenario. We also had Bobby Nielsen, that was a young guy on the team, and it was just a really fun couple of years, especially the first year in terms of you make the team and you really not surprise yourself, but it was a situation where we had good camps and it looked like Edmonton, the Oilers wanted to have some younger guys on the team, and we made it happen, right? So living with each other was just one of the highlights of for my career and for my life, really. We had a great time. And the one story that I'll always remember is popping into the kitchen. I'm walking into the kitchen and I see Gags with the dishwasher open. And I'm saying, okay, he's going to do the dishes. So I said, what are you doing over there? And I see him holding just a jug of soap. And he's like, and I'm like, this is interesting. This guy's washing the dishes in the washer with soap, right? Never seen this before. So I see him with the dishwasher and I go, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just about to turn on the dishwasher. And I go, buddy, you can't put the soap in the dishwasher and spray it in there. We're going to have bubbles all over the kitchen. There's a little pod in there that we need to throw in. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that was the second time he tried, and the first time the whole kitchen was full of bubbles, and he didn't tell us.
In all fairness, I did clean it up.
Little things like that. I think Gibby was the older guy, and he had the master bedroom. We'd always hang out together and watch movies and have a good time. And like I said, it was one of the biggest highlights of my career for sure.
Now, when you look at your careers, I'm going to kind of focus on Edmonton, or maybe you can take it through your other stops in the NHL. But if I think of Sam Gagner, there's lots of great characteristics of you as a player and a person. I think 8-point night. Andrew, maybe I think 3 goals in consecutive overtimes. And I also think of 830 games. Maybe, Andrew, what kind of sticks out for you in your career to this point? And then, Sam, you can follow up.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. I think at the end of the day, I was able to get 1,000 games this year, which, really, is pretty special for a career. I still think about my days in Edmonton in terms of, I know we didn't make the playoffs and we didn't maybe have successful teams other than maybe the first year where we kind of played well near the end of the season. But that was probably the most fun I've had in terms of playing hockey and being in the Canadian market and being in a Canadian city and feeling that pressure to have success. And I think, I was really lucky to start in Edmonton. As I think through my career and thinking about the players that we were able to play with and learn from, and then also young guys like Gags and Gibby and Bobby that we were able to hang out with and create, some great memories and friendships. I think that's pretty special. And for me, I was able to go to Anaheim and play on some really good teams, and very fortunate to play on some good hockey teams and be in playoff runs and conference finals. And now I'm in Dallas and hopefully make some more memories. But I think the 3 overtime goals in a row, I think, were pretty special for me because it's something that, I got my stick in the Hall of Fame, and it's a record that a little weird, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember that pretty vividly, actually. That whole 3 overtimes, and then the 4th one, actually, I think it was his best scoring chance, and he missed. It could have been a harder record.
Put it over the glass.
Yeah. Oh well, things happen. But I mean, we had a ton of fun. Obviously, I have a ton of memories from early in my career, and I look back on my first year when we were out of the playoff race, and we went on a huge run at the end of the year to get ourselves right back into the fight, and ended up missing the playoffs by, I think, a single point. And we just had a ton of fun during that run. We had a lot of injuries, so as young guys, we had a little more responsibility, and it's just being in a Canadian market and everything that goes with that. We just had a ton of fun during that run, and then like you mentioned, the 8-point night. I don't think you can recreate that feeling. I had the entire crowd in Edmonton chanting my name, and then being the first, second, and third star. There's just nothing you can do to recreate that, and those are really special moments that I really cherish. And over the last number of years, having bounced around to some different teams and getting a chance to get some new experiences, and I've raising a family and everything that goes along with that. I mean, there's a lot of memories I have in my career that I think it's interesting. I'm sure Cogs can mention this too. It's just, we had guys earlier in our career say, hey, just cherish it because it goes by really fast, and you're always like, oh well, I got a lot of time. And now looking back, Andrew with 1,000 games and me with 800 and whatever, it's crazy how fast it goes. And it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully got a lot of time left. I still feel pretty good. I know Andrew feels the same, so just want to keep going as long as you can.
Andrew, I want to word this properly because I don't want to go back to the 830 straight games and then it coming to an end under some awkward circumstances. We'll kind of leave it at that. But I wonder, was it the pucks to the mouth? Were those the most difficult things you kind of had to play through to get to to get to 8:30 and, get to one of the longest Ironman streaks in NHL history?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think, people ask me what all the time, and I really don't think that anything I had, other guys wouldn't be playing through. So, I attest to luck and being very fortunate to get those games and play that. I just think it's a little lucky and a little weird sometimes. I think that one year I did get hit to the mouth about 4 or 5 times, and there was a point where you just want to maybe take a couple games off just to let a scar heal. But yeah, I think that's what makes hockey players who we are, right? That's the point of our game. You get hit to the mouth, you get hit to the face, you usually get some stitches and get back on the ice. So that year was a rough one for sure, but I was able to manage it and get through it.
Sam, you're smiling there. What do you remember of Andrew's streak and those pucks to the mouth?
I mean, I just bringing up that particular story. I just love he when he got hit in the mouth, he had like something in his lip after he got stitched up, and everyone was just telling him it was scar tissue. So they're like, you just got to work it around, right? So he was grabbing it every day and like trying to rip it out and like work it around and try and break up the scar tissue. And then about a year later, he goes to get the plastic surgery to fix his lip, and they go in there and it turns out it was a tooth. Like the tooth was still in his lip.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was that was the worst part of that story was the first time I got hit, it was actually Yoni picking it in Carolina. And that was when the tooth actually went into the lip. Oh. And I got hit probably 3 times after that, but the thing must have been so far in there you couldn't really tell. So I remember we'd always be in the training room, and the top guys in our team, Stortini, McIntyre, they'd always be like, Cogs, it's just scar tissue, just work it out, just keep rubbing it out. And I remember Hork would be standing there telling me to do it, and everyone would be like, just rub the scar tissue out. And then I remember finally getting plastic surgery because my lip was just unrecognizable at that point. And I remember the doctor waking up, and I remember being groggy, and the doctor coming and be like, hey, this was in your lip. This is why it was so hard, and it was half my tooth. Yeah. So.
That's quite the story. Well, listen, guys, we mentioned off the top it's rapid fire. So what I'll do is I'll kind of say your name so you can start, so we don't get confused, and we'll just get some rapid fire answers. Start with you, Sam. Food you're eating during the NHL pause you would not normally be eating during the regular season.
I'm not eating. I can't eat or else I'm going to gain weight, so I'm not eating.
Andrew?
You know what? I'm probably eating more healthy now during this than during the season, because I'm not going out for dinner at all, and we're not eating out.
All right. Again, start with you, Andrew, and then to you, Sam. Favorite goal you scored?
You know what? I will have to say it was when we played Edmonton in the Game 7.
Cogliano bounces on the puck. Brandon Montour, another weak one. Kicked aside, loose puck. Talbot's down, they score! Cogliano!
I was able to score one in that game. It was the semifinal. So I will say that's been my favorite.
My favorite, I think, it was in overtime against LA at Rexall. I think it was the lockout shortened season. I just remember it was the game that Yakupov scored to tie it late, and then I scored in overtime, and I just remember the building just being insane. So that was a pretty fun goal to score.
Okay, Sam, and then Andrew. Toughest goalie to score on?
Toughest goalie? I've always had a tough time on Rene.
Gagner backhand, and Pekka Rinne makes the save, and he'll hang on to it.
You know what? I actually think for me it's that I play with him, Ben Bishop. I see nothing on him when I played against him. I still see nothing on him in practice.
Both of your fathers. Will go with you, Andrew, first. Is being a father easier or harder than you expected?
It's great, but it's hard at times, and I think you have more appreciation now when you're at home every single day and the whole day. What the girls do on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's definitely harder than I expected. The kids are great. Yeah, kids are great, and it's a lot of fun. But they it's a ton of energy to run after them. They're nonstop.
Last one. You guys are obviously great friends. If the two of you ever had an argument, who actually was right? You start, Sam.
I'm always right. I thought you were going to ask who would win in a fight.
Don't even go there, Gene.
Listen, guys, I know that you have more time on your hands than you would like, but I appreciate the fact you shared some time with us in Rapid Fire. Sam and Andrew, thanks very much. I think that's my cue to go. My dog's barking. Take care, and we'll see you soon at a rink.
All right, thank
you guys.
Thanks for having us.